Hi and hello to all. This side Priya Rana, Assistant Professor at ST College Ambala, Kant, and in this video we are going to discuss about the formation of company. See, in the formation of the company we have to follow these four steps, that is promotion, incorporation, raising of capital, commencement of business. Now first of all let's look at promotion. So in promotion, who is a promoter? Promoter is a person who brings the idea of making a company and brings a company into existence. So a promoter is the person who have the idea of carrying out a business with a person or a group of person. He is known as promoter. Next is incorporation. See, incorporation of a company, it take place when the company get registered with the registrar under the Companies Act. It take place when your company get registered with the registrar under the Companies Act. It is also known, the certificate of incorporation is the birth certificate of the company. Now in that registration we have these things which are to be followed, that is when we are making a registration, we have to make sure that whatever documents we need for the registration of the company, we need a memorandum of association, we need article of association, we need a statement of nominal capital, we need a notice of the address of the registered office of the company, a list of directors and their consent to the act signed by them, and the declaration which is signed by the High Court. Next is certificate of incorporation. See, in the certificate of incorporation, what we have to say is if the registrar is satisfied, then you will get he will issue you a certificate of incorporation only when he gets satisfied with the documents that you have given them on proof. What are the conclusive proof? That all the required documents that we have seen before, and company is duly registered or not, company came into existence on the date of certificate or not. If these proof are there, the company is said to be registered and incorporated. These are the proof for the registration. Now what are the advantages of incorporation? If your company is incorporated, that means that you can able to transfer your shares, your company get the legal entity, your company has a perpetual succession. That means even if your shareholder stays there or not, your company will go on. It has a common seal that it has a certain identity of its own. It is a separate property from the owners and the shareholder. It has the capacity to sue and to be sued. Next is raising of capital. See, after your company is incorporated, then the company can raise capital by issuing shares. A private company cannot issue shares to public. Okay, then in case of public company, a prospectus is filled with the registrar and it will be issued to the public. Those who are intended to purchase the shares are required to send the application money to the company's banker. Okay. Next is commencement of business. In the commencement of business, the private company may commence its business immediately after incorporation, but in public company cannot commence business immediately after incorporation. It has to obtain certificate of commencement from the registrar. So private company can do its business immediately after incorporation, but in case of public company, it cannot commence business immediately after incorporation. Now what are the things which are required in memorandum of association? First of all, memorandum of association is a document that contains the rules regarding the constitution and activities of the company. See, it is a fundamental charter of the company. It defines the extent of power the company has and beyond which it cannot go. It has like name clause, registered office clause, object clause, liability clause, capital clause, association clause, or subscription clause. Now name clause says that the name of the company, like if it is private limited company, it should be written behind its name, like ABC Private Limited, and if it is a public company, then it should have limited written on it. Okay, and the company should be prohibited from using the words of in like it shouldn't have a logo and name of certain emblem names like Ashoka Chakra. It shouldn't be having such kind of names. Registered office clause. A registered office clause means that the memorandum should specify the state in which registered office of the company is to be situated. Next is object clause. In object clause, what we can see is the objective of the company must be stated clearly in that. Next is liability clause. Liability clause says that the nature of the liability of the members, how much extent the members are liable, like they have limited liability, they have unlimited liability, they are limited by shares, they are limited by guarantee, that should be stated. Next is capital clause. Capital clause contain total amount of capital with which the company is registered. Association clause. Association clause says that the number of persons who are associated with it, that is at least 7% in case of public company and 2 in case of private company. Next is alteration of memorandum. If you want to change the clause, if you want to change any of the clause, then with like for example with special resolution you can change the name clause, but it should be having special resolution and approval of the central government also. And same with the registered office clause. It says that if the shift of office is within the local limits, that is from one place to another in the same city, the town or village, that can be done by giving a notice to the change to registrar. If it is inside your local area, then it should be noticed to the it should be given in the notice of the registrar. If it is outside local limits, then a special resolution should be passed. Next is alteration of object clause. See, if your object clause is being altered, then what purposes it should be having. These are the purposes your object clause should be having. That is, your business more economically or more efficiently being carried, and to attain its main purpose by new or improved means, to enlarge and change local area or operation, to restrict or abandon any of its objects specified in the memorandum, to amalgamate the company with other company, to sell or dispose of the whole or part of the undertaking of the company. A special resolution and approved of company law board is necessary for alteration. Next is alteration of liability clause. Liability clause cannot be altered so as to make the liability of the members unlimited, so it cannot be altered. Next is alteration of capital clause. Alteration can be made to increase the share capital, to convert the fully paid up share to stock, to cancel the shares. This is doctrine of ultra vires. It means that ultra means beyond, virus means powers. So memorandum contains the rules regarding the constitution activities of the company. Okay, fine. Then a company can act and function within the limits of the memorandum. It cannot go beyond those rules of the memorandum. So any act which is beyond the memorandum is ultra vires the company. Such acts are void. So the purpose of doctrine is to help the shareholders, creditor, and every third party dealing with the company to ensure that their investment are not diverted to unauthorized objects. Next is article of association. See, article of association are the rules and regulation relating to internal management of the company. These are the rules and regulation which are related to the internal management of the company. So that's all in this video. Thank you.